Namaste, hip hop hooray, bienvenidos amigos, and welcome boys and girls from across the world. It's your boy mikeybud here to take you through another fantastic flow. And today we're going to particularly focus on plantar fasciitis. I know that sounds like a lot, but if you guys are familiar with this, or maybe some of you even have plantar fasciitis, you probably know that it's basically swelling that happens in the bottom of the foot, particularly where the heel starts to meet the Achilles. So where you guys are feeling any pain, especially from running a lot, or if you are marathon training, or just standing on your feet all day, a lot of athletes usually have this. But we're going to be doing some yoga today that helps to alleviate the pain there. Also focuses on other different parts of our lower body, such as the calves and hamstrings, so that we can start to alleviate this pain and make surgery the absolute last possible option. So when you're ready to get started, go ahead and get into a tabletop position, hands and knees. And of course, we'll get our alignment focused out first. So hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips. And for today's cat-cows particularly, I want you to tuck your toes, all right? So we can start to just develop a little bit of more arch into our foot. And then we'll do our cat-cows, looking up as we breathe in, looking back as we breathe out. 4 more. Good, last one, make it big. And exhale. Awesome. So first things first, we're coming to a flat back and the left leg's gonna extend back. And then I just want you to circle that foot around. Other way. Fantastic. Plant your foot to the floor now. You're gonna keep those toes tucked as you lower down to your forearms. And then from here, the right knee comes up just a little bit because we ultimately want to get a calf stretch into that left heel. Feeling it into our Achilles. And again, we could always feel more by scooching the knee up a little bit closer, but then pushing back further. Maybe your knee even comes up if you want to work your core a bit. Here for 3, 2, and then easy down. Go ahead, come into a puppy pose. So knees are together. We're going to shift those hands to the top. Still down on our forearms, but getting good back stretch. Dolphin pose. Go ahead, slide the elbows underneath your shoulders. You're going to tuck the toes, lift those heels up. And just pay attention here. Since we got a good stretch onto that left side, maybe focus on the right side for a bit. Just keeping that leg straight. And then switch. Both knees are gently bent. We're going to try to straighten the legs as we tiptoe closer. Taking 3 deep breaths. And easy into a child's pose. Knees apart, toes together. Reach your arms to the top of the mat. Relax. So kids, I don't like to talk you to death too much in these videos. Mikey, what are you talking about? You always talk, bro. I know, but today particularly, I just want to make a couple of points of references because I know a lot of my clients and a lot of friends out there do have plantar fasciitis, so I just want to give you some key points that are going to help. Let's go ahead and switch to the right leg now. Extend it back and circle the ankle. Good. Then we'll lower the foot down, get that calf stretch. And here's something that we really got to pay attention to. As we lower down to our forearms and look back at our foot, make sure that there's no malalignment so that your heel is on top of your toes. You don't want one pronating or supinating too much. And that's basically just going 2 in or 2 out, if you know, for my non-anatomy people out there. Let's see if we can drift a little bit more, maybe even lift the knee. Fantastic. Back into puppy pose. Knees joined together as the arms reach for the top. And then dolphin, sliding the elbows, tucking the toes. Let's start with the left leg straight. Then the right. Good. Then I just want you to march back and forth. Three, two, awesome. Walk those feet to the back of the mat, forearm plank. We're here for about 30 seconds. If you do need a timeout, that's okay. But again, we want to double check those feet, make sure that the heels aren't going too out or too in. Same thing with our toes. And honestly, that could be the biggest problem sometimes when we are running, is that we don't even notice that the toes go a little bit in or out. So be very mindful the next time you go for a stroll. Just look down at your feet real quick. Also, keep in mind that all of our bodies are different. So sometimes running's just not the best thing. 3, 2, relax. Ooh, into a child's pose we go. Awesome. When you're in downward dog, bring that booty up. Take some deep inhales, deep exhales. Awesome. Looking at your hands, you're going to walk or jump to the top, forward bend. Maybe grab opposite elbows here for a second, just sway side to side. So again, because today's focus is about the lower body, I want you to really be mindful about that. You're not just hanging over, just waiting for me to call the next thing. You're really trying to anchor those elbows down so that you feel yourself getting taller, those hamstrings getting longer. Good. Release your elbows, slowly roll up one backbone at a time. Head and shoulders are the last thing up. Bada bing, bada boom. Most important pose anyone needs to know, not just for yoga, for plantar fasciitis, but in life. Mountain pose. Just how to stand in proper alignment without the ankles rotating out or in too much. And I just want you to feel that firmness below you. All right. Really imagine that there's this arch there. 2 more deep breaths. Big inhale, reach the arms high to the sky. Cactus arm. Good. Reach up again. All the way down, forward bend. Let's go halfway. And down. Halfway. And down. Last time, halfway, flat back. And then step the left foot back into a low lunge. Now we're gonna keep that back toe tucked. So normally I usually give you the option to untuck or keep it flat, or tuck it or not. No, today, you have to keep it tucked. Because again, we're trying to just take away whatever inflammation might be there by giving a little bit more stretch into the muscles. And that also includes not to overstretch, right? We don't wanna do any more damage that could possibly be there. So if there's any point where you're starting to feel pain, notice if you're putting too much pressure onto your heels. Let's go 3, 2. Awesome. Standing split. So hands come up to the front foot. We bring the back leg into the sky, stretching those calves, hammies. Take 3 deep breaths, get higher and higher. And relax, feet together. Good, halfway up. And down. All the way up, reach to rise. Cactus, make big sighs. Hands up again. And then to your heart. Awesome. Next thing I want you to do is just try a couple of calf raises. So you're just gonna lift out onto the balls of your feet and gently come down. Let's do 4 more. Nice and easy. Big inhale, reach up again. Swan dive to the ground. Halfway up, one time. We'll step the right foot back, going into a low lunge. Again, keep those toes tucked so we can not only do some justice for the bottom of our foot, but we give a little extra protection to that knee as well. So that's the way you got to look at it sometimes too. Even when you modify, there's still going to be a benefit in the modification that won't be in the actual, or I should say the standard pose. So yeah, maybe when our knee is down, we're not building as much thigh strength in the front, but at least we're protecting our knee in the back, and it's a beautiful thing. And let's take 3 more breaths. That standing split. Ooh-bah. Every exhale, get a little bit taller. Now remember, if you have a yoga block, this is a great accessory to help you keep that back flat. Because remember, we don't want to be rounding off. Chest lifted for 3, 2, and feet together, relax. Halfway, and down. All the way up, reach high. Cactus. Bring it up again. Hands to your hearts. And yet, either keep them here or relax them by your side. We're going to do an alternating little heel raise now. So all I want you to do is just shift your weight side to side. I'll do a little, or I'm sure you could see me here from camera too, but just doing a little shift side to side. So notice I'm putting all my weight into the right, that left one is light, and switching. Keep going back and forth for 10. 4, 3, 2, excellent. Big inhale, reach up, and swan dive down. Halfway, 2 times. And plank on the exhale, hands down, feet back. So, vinyasa time. And remember, you can always skip vinyasa, go straight to down dog. We're gonna shift forward, lower down about halfway. Big inhale for up dog or cobra. And then exhale back to our down. Raise your right leg up. A little higher. Good, knee to the nose. Step down, crescent pose. Good, now really pay attention to the back heel in this crescent pose. I want you to try to bring it closer to the floor if possible. Not only are you gonna feel that in your calf and your Achilles, but the front of your thigh too. Ooh, stretch that hip flexor. You got 3, 2, hands to your hearts. Straighten the front leg. Scooch the back foot up just enough till it's flat, but all 10 toes are facing the same way. Pyramid pose, we're gonna reach up, hinge from our hips, and come down to the foot in front of us. Whoa, does anybody else feel that behind their right knee? Okay, Sally. Let's take 5 deep breaths here and just embrace that stretch. Nice. From here, slide it back, vinyasa. Left leg high. A little higher. Crescent pose. So keep your back heel in check. heart, straighten the front leg, scooch up till you're flat. Again, we go high and down low. But remember, when they go low, we go high. Shout out to Mrs. Obama there. But I actually kind of like that. I'm literally just thinking about that with yoga right now, and I'm thinking, even as my belly gets lower, my chest gets higher. So think, when one part goes low, the other part goes high. One more breath. And then sliding back, vinyasa. Right leg up again. This time I want you to open up your hip. Oh yeah. Good. Come back to center. Knee to the nose. Back up. Plant down and twist. Right hand's going high. Beautiful. Coming back in. Both arms for crescent. Good. Now your hands are going to come onto your front thigh. And you're just going to scooch that back foot up a little bit. Without going down this time, we're just focusing on keeping the feet flat and a little lunge in our front leg. Awesome. Straighten the leg. Pyramid pose again. Vinyasa. Left leg high to the sky. Open up that hip and thigh. Knee to the nose, round the back. Back up. Step through and twist. Left hand to the heavens. And the crescent. Hands find their way to the thigh. We scooch up, but we keep that front knee bent. And I'm going to show you all how to do this with the wall as well, just because the wall is going to be one of our best friends when it comes to yoga with plantar. One more deep breath. Take it to the pyramid, straight leg, both down. And vinyasa, slide back. Yeah, gazing to your hands. Step or jump, forward bend. Halfway. Down. All the way up. Cactus. Reach high. Chair pose, sit low. Good. Now while you're in your chair, I want you to just try to alternate those heel raises, okay? So left, then right. It's like they're going front and back, and side to side. 3, 2, good. Now let the left one stay up. Let that one stay up. You're going to stand up with the knee high, stepping into your final crescent pose for the right side. Good. Now I want you to try to keep that heel up if you can. Both legs straight. Hinging forward and down. Good. Try to keep your balance if you can. Maybe the hands go behind your back to really practice that balance. Crescent pose. Lean forward. Start to come onto the ball of that big back foot. Step together for chair. Good. We're going to double lift the heels now. So heels up and down. 5, 3, 2. Good. Pay attention to the alignment. Awesome. Keep the right one going up. And moving back into your crescent. Hands to your heart. Straight leg, back heel up, hinging forward. Now remember, my balance team, if you guys had your hands locked behind you, please do that again so that you're even Steven McQueven. And crescents. Lean forward but not too deep, coming onto the back big toe. Step your feet together and stand tall. Good. Nice, everybody. Just take a little breather right now. We're going to be using that wall kind of like I said because I just want to show you a couple of things. And I also would like it if you could grab a yoga block because you're going to need a yoga block. If you don't have a yoga block, grab a towel that you can fold up quite amount of time so it has the same thickness about, and just put that up against the wall. So the first thing I want us to do is just put our hands up, right foot forward, left foot back, and really engage. And again, that very similar stretch that we did when I was back on the mat, but we were only putting the hands on our thighs. Now we've got the wall to apply even more pressure so we can push that heel to the ground. Very, very much so like when we did our tabletop. Do you remember that? I do too. Let's switch. Keep pressing back, keep pressing back. I'm gonna move my little ukulele. So I can show you what's gonna come up next. Awesome. So give it a little shake out and then put that block, that towel, whatever it is, up against the wall so that you can see that here. So once our block's up against the wall, again, we'll take our hands up here. We're just gonna go 1 foot at a time. Almost like we're trying to shift our body weight in front of the foot here. Obviously we won't be able to, otherwise the block is gonna kick up. But the idea again is to just shouldn't say tear, that's a bad word to use. But the idea is to really lengthen out the tendons and the muscles that are into the Achilles, into the toes. So again, just try to give yourself that little shift forward. When you're back here, you don't feel it as much. As soon as you start to bring yourself forward, hello calves, missed you. Let's go head switch. Shift and then easy. Excellent, my friends. Give it a little shake out. We'll bring that block back with us just in case we feel like using it later. But as soon as you're back on your mat, reach for the sky and one final swan dive down. Let's go 3 times. Halfway up and down. Halfway. Last time. Hands down, feet back to plank for your final vinyasa, any kind that you want to do. Shift forward to plank again and lower down to the elbows, forearm plank. Start to tiptoe up to the elbows, dolphin. Take 4 deep breaths. On the last one, child's pose, relax. Take 2 relieving breaths in and out. And then easy bring yourself up into hero pose. Now, this is where you guys start to not like me very much. From our hero, we're gonna tuck our toes and sit back on our heels. Maybe we put that block between our knees, just in case we start to feel any real pain coming into the bottom of the feet. We can squeeze that block to help take it away. Because again, it might be exaggerated. You know the difference between, oh my gosh, I need to stop doing what I'm doing right now because this hurts, versus being difficult. Five more deep breaths. And remember, you can always stand up, come back to it. But I'm telling you right now, if you do this a little bit every day, literally 30 seconds every day, you will notice a huge difference in with how much pain you're feeling, the amount of running you're able to do again. So give yourself the liberty of doing this. Give yourself the pleasure of doing this. Slowly come out, untuck your toes, give them a little wiggle, and then bring the legs out in front of you. Sitting up nice and tall. You're gonna pull the right heel in, left one's gonna stay out. We'll reach up and hinge forward. So just to reiterate again in today's class, in case you're ever wondering how you can start to treat plantar fasciitis on your own or just avoid surgery at all costs. You want to make sure that we alleviate any inflammation that may be coming from that heel. So icing it once in a while isn't a bad thing. Especially if you've been standing on your feet all day. Let's go ahead, switch. Reach high and forward. The next thing we want to do somewhat is to create any kind of arch, whether it's tucking our toes a little bit more or making the feet work a little bit extra. Good. Both legs are going to extend out. We'll reach up and extend ourselves forward. So particularly in classes, I always tell you, it's okay to bend your knees a lot here because we're focusing on the back. But for today's class, please, please, please try to keep those legs straight. See if you can hinge forward a little bit more. Amazing. Slowly getting yourselves up, easy onto your backs. Now the reason we pay attention so much to the hamstrings and the calves is because that's all connected, and we have to remember that with our body, is that sometimes when there's a particular part that feels pain, it's something else that's the culprit for it. Now, getting yourselves into a bridge position, we're not lifting up yet. Here's the only thing I want you to do. Try to get your Achilles close enough that you could scrape them with your middle fingers. Check to make sure that the toes aren't going out left and right. If you have a mirror, that would be awesome for you to check too. Just looking in front. And all I want you to do is this. This is the only thing I want you to do. Squeeze your toes in and out. Oh my gosh, how hard is that, right? Just squeeze and out. Now, if you really want to make this a little more challenging, you could grab a towel and squeeze your towel. 3, 2, Awesome. Quick bridge, lifting up the hips. Don't press into the heel so much. The reason the elbows are by your side is because they're actually going to do a good amount of work too. Just again, because we know the heel might be feeling a little sensitive. So let's not put that pressure on her today. Slowly coming down. Ooh, yeah. Again, let's do the bridge, utilizing about half of our heels and then the other half into our elbows. And we're going to try that toe crunch again. So just squeeze the imaginary towel and undo it. Good. Build those strong calf muscles. 4, 3, and then easy. Make sure the toes are uncurled. You're going to lower yourself down gently. Bring the knees in. Maybe even take a happy baby. Oh, my happy babies. A little rock side to side. And then figure 4, right ankle on top of the left knee. We're going to take 5 breaths like so, and then we'll extend our leg up to the sky. Make sure that the left ankle is, make sure that the left foot is flexed so that your toes are up. Keep it that way as you straighten the leg. More breaths. And easy. Let's go ahead, switch. Figure 4 to the other side. Ready to release it, go ahead, place one hand on each ankle. Sorry, one hand on each knee. Let's do that again. Couple more breaths with the leg up. And as we release, we'll circle the knees together and apart. One hand on each, like a Venn diagram. Awesome. Right gets pulled in, left leg goes out. And then twist across the body, reaching right as you look the same way. Bring yourself back to the middle, switching the left leg in. Give it a nice tight hug. And then twist. Good. Now coming back to the center, here's what I want you to do. I want you to grab that block, and you're going to set yourself up into a bridge position with the block at the lowest level so that it's just on your sacrum, which is the flat triangular part of your booty and back. So that way you can lift your legs up into the air, keeping them there effortlessly. And all I want you to do is, again, your legs, your feet, flex them so that the toes go towards your nose, and stay like this for the next minute. gently start to come down. Begin with one foot at a time onto the floor. Press to release the block. Bring the knees in. And then one more happy baby with our fingers around the toes. So do your best to try to lace them around there. Pull the knees down as you rock side to side. And then hug the knees in. Deep, deep, deep breath with the forehead on them. Exhale, release, unfold into the most comfortable position where you can just mellow out. Take a minute here to relax with no cares, no concerns. Just you, your beautiful body, and the gift of breathing. Slowly start to reset, wiggling your fingers, especially wiggling your toes. Reach back and stretch. And then roll to your side. Whenever you're ready to take a seat, meet me in a seated position with your legs crossed. Friends, I always want to thank you for sharing your space and energy with me. Take a moment to just appreciate your own space and your own energy. Imagine that there's a light that shines from your heart. Place one hand on top of your heart and the other hand on top of that one. Knowing nobody can ever take this shine from you. That no matter how dark things get, it will always live inside you. Whether you've been on your feet all day or you've run marathons back to back, keep your legs going and know that this light is your fuel. Thank you so much, friends, for sharing your happiness, your appreciation, and your health. Appreciate, respect, and always love yourself. Namaste. Namaste. Friends, thank you so much for being here. All y'all at home, I hope that you really found this video helpful. Remember, if there's anything else that you want to work on, let me know. Leave us a like, comment, share with people you love. I'll see you next, I don't know when. I'll see you for the next session though. Peace.